Yes, welcome to yes, welcome to Parenting with Enime Urebo, powered by the Visionary Parents Academy. Now, this is the week one of our 31 days challenge on creating your family system. If you're an intentional parent, having a family system or a family structure should not be something new to you. We all know the advantages. So I don't even want to go and start telling you, oh, how your structure modifies behavior, how structure helps you to be consistent, helps you to regulate your emotions, how is a tool after emotions and all of that. I don't want to go into all of that. So you know what structure is. Today we are starting our this is the first live class for this challenge. Now, at the end of this challenge, the goal is, because as an intentional parent, I know that you have heard about structure and maybe you have even attempted to create yours, or maybe yours is not effective, so you are wondering, this structure, is it not overhyped, is it not overrated? So at the end of this challenge, at the end of the challenge, the 31 days challenge, you would have, because it's an everyday activity, an everyday task that if you commit to, at the end of the challenge, you would have your structure going, you have your family system already going. We started already, and today is the day 5. So if you're in the Visionary Parents Academy, you will know that. And if you are taking action, you are putting things down as you are learning, as you are following the challenge, the activities, and you are taking notes, you will know that you've gone far. And by the end of this challenge, you will be somewhere somewhere you were not before. So today is the day 1, and it's all about creating your family system, creating your family structure. My name is Enime Urebo, and today's class, even if you're not in the Visionary Parents Academy, I assure you that if you sit down, if you listen, if you take notes, if you go and apply, you have a transformation in your parenting. It is no cap, like they say. It is guaranteed. As long as you take action, you learn, you take action, you are going to have results. But if you don't take actions, you will not get results. It's what I say every single time. No action, no result. Action comes with results. So this is my name is Enime Urebo, and this is Parenting with Enime Urebo, brought to you by the Visionary Parents Academy. Now, the Visionary Parents Academy is an academy where parents are empowered with skills to parent better. We start by having a vision. You have a vision, you know where you are going to in your parenting, and then you have the skills. You come in to learn, to get empowered with skills to actually get to where you are going to in your parenting. Now, this is one of the things we do. We create our structure, our system, so that our homes can run effectively. And month of March is the month we have committed our time, ourselves, and our resources to creating our structure. Like I told you, if you are here, you can also learn a great deal. Even if you're not in the Visionary Parents Academy, you are going to learn a great deal and be able to apply to your parenting. I went out today and I got back, so I am literally like, is it tired now? I don't know. I need a lot of sugar in my system right now because I went out. Okay, so let's go. Creating a family system or a family structure. I don't want to go into what it means. You have an idea, or you go back to the YouTube channel. We have a lot of videos previously on this topic, so you can go there and get some videos to help you if you don't know what a structure or a system is. So let's go. One of the very first things I would like you to know as a parent, I've talked about in the Visionary Parents Academy, is that your family must run on value. Your structures are based on your values. Your system are based on your values. Now, one of the reasons why many parents are not consistent when it comes to structure is because their structures are not based on values. If your structures are based on your values as a parent, it is easy for you to be consistent. So before you even think of creating a structure, how do you want your home to function? You have to understand your values. Your values determine the things you put on ground in your home. Your value determines the what is it called, discipline, how you're going to correct your child. I always say to parents that whether you say, oh, I have these values, and you have them written down, or you don't have values at all, you have values. Now, your values are the reasons you correct your child. For example, your child is running late to school. You are telling your child, no, you are late. Go get dressed, get ready. It is because you value punctuality that you want your child to actually go early to school. Unfortunately, for very many parents, even when they don't know how to now teach these values, they don't know how to help their children internalize or understand these values. It is why, as a parent, you value punctuality. You want your child to be early to school. You are the one that you are dragging your feet. Good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you. Welcome, ma'am. You are dragging your feet. You go late to work. You go late to church. You go late for appointments and everything. And you want to teach your child punctuality. We'll get to that later. So I was saying that your values, your structure, your system, everything in your home should be reflective of your values. So the very first thing you want to do as a parent who wants to create a system, who wants to create a value, you know where you are going to, your vision that is setting, because your values are actually the stepping stones or steps to your vision. So you want to have your values. So what are your values? You want to create a structure. You need to understand what are your values. First of all, what values do you hold as a family? So let's say, for example, you value patience. You want your children to learn to be patient. So what do you now want to do? So you now want to look at a system whereby, okay, you are talking about how do you break this value down into everyday behavior. It is not just about saying you have values. How do you break these values down into everyday behavior, so that, because practice, they say, makes perfection, so that your child is practicing them and your child becomes perfect. That is one. How do you break them down into behavior? How do you correct your child when your child goes away from this value? Another thing you need to put on ground is, how do you break your values down? How do you correct your child? How do you reinforce your values? Now, people that come to your house around you, they are part of those that plant seeds in your child's life. So you want to make sure that those people, they kind of understand your values, they align with your values, so that they are reinforcing what you are teaching. You also want to make sure, okay, your child goes to a school, your child goes to a church. These are all the village that are helping you raise your child. So you want to make sure that your village is such that they are on the same page with you in your values. So now, when I was talking about patience. If patience is your value, for example, you want to break it down into everyday behavior. You want to tell your child that, okay, patience means, being able to wait, right? Being able to wait before you act, being able to wait before you do things. So one, what are you waiting for? Interrupting. You are not going to interrupt. So in my home, we do not interrupt, because patience is our value. So we are not interrupting. In our home, we take turns. Because patience is our value. That is patience, for example, we take turns. Now remember, I said you want to use correction also to teach it. So after setting this, for example, after breaking down these values into everyday behaviors, you want to set them as rules. You want to create rules around them, so that at the end of the day, your child is able to, the rules guide your child. We are patient. We don't interrupt. When someone is talking, we don't interrupt. We wait for the person to finish speaking. Sorry, my fan was on. Is he on now? If he's interrupting, please let me know. If my fan is interrupting, let me know. So the first thing is your values. You have to be clear on your values. Everyone in your family has to know your values. Your children have to know your values. If you have people living with you, even your parents, they have to know your values. I've shared this in over and over again. I hear people talk about things like, oh, especially they'll say they have in-laws. I have in-laws living with me. My husband's niece is living with me. My husband's nephew is living with me. If I say A, they will do B. They do that. There is a reason why it happens like that. It happens like that because maybe this is a topic for another day. because you are not convinced in your own values. You are not bold in your own values. If you are convinced in your values, if you are bold in your values, everyone around you will easily see it. They will know it. Now, this is what you stand for, and everyone will respect you for that, because you are bold and convinced in your values. So, yes, you have to know your values, and you have to communicate your values to people around you, everyone around you. Your children understand your values. Your spouse understands your value. People, if you have domestic staff, if you have relatives living with you, they all know your values. It is important. So the very first thing you want to do in creating your family structure is to have your values, and call for a meeting where you will explain to everybody. Now, one of the ways to actually convince people is one of the ways to have your children or your family, everyone around you, uphold your values, is for them to understand why they have to, why the value is important, or how the value even benefits them. So you have to tell them why. These are our values. These are our values, and these are the reasons why our values are, why we uphold these values. It is non-negotiable. You will tell them the reasons. And remember, you are breaking the values down into everyday expectations. So you have to tell them the reasons. After telling them the reasons, then you now go further to break your values down into everyday expectations. For example, you want your children to be able to respect boundaries. Respect boundaries, that respect other people around you, so that they know when to stop. If you have a boy child, you want to teach them to respect boundaries. You want to teach them to know when to stop. You want to tell them that, hey, you don't force anyone, no matter what. Stop means stop. You want to teach them to be able to know when to stop and when to walk away. When, oh yes, they've made attempt, when to walk away. You want to teach them to be able to, you have children, you feel okay, you want them to know where to stop. Yes, they are determined, they are struggling, they are going for it, but they will get to a point. So you want to teach them to be able to stop, to know when to stop. So you create boundaries in your home. And those boundaries now will have consequences. And the purpose of the consequences actually to reinforce, to teach what you want them to learn. That is the purpose of the consequences. To teach what you want them to learn, not just to get back at your child, not to get even, not to punish, not to hurt. It is not a competition. It's just the consequences are meant to teach them, to further teach them, to reinforce what you have said. Away from this a bit, for example, if you are telling your child something, a particular thing, don't do this. Now, this is the consequence. And your child goes ahead to do it, and your child faces the consequence, natural consequence. What has your child? The consequence has further taught your child, has confirmed what you have said, has taught your child, has given proof to your child on that particular thing you are teaching your child. So it is what the consequence is meant to do. Consequences are meant to reinforce your teachings, your values. They are not just meant to get at your child or get even or anything. So firstly, like I said, you have to be very clear on your values. You have to sit down and define your values. Everyone has to understand your values. And by understanding your values, they have to understand why your values are important. If you say, okay, in my home, we value integrity. So break it down. Value integrity, break it down. It means we don't tell lies. It means we don't exaggerate. It means we don't make promises we cannot keep. It means we don't say things the way they are not. We don't paint things. We say things exactly the way they are. That is having integrity. It means when we see things that are not ours, we return them to the owners. That is integrity. Then you go further to tell your child, what does it mean? Why do you have to do these things? You are going to tell them the why they have to do it. Let's say the other one is respect. You tell your family that one of our values is mutual respect. You respect me, I respect you, and we respect everybody we come across. So how do you break it down to everyday behaviors? It simply means that we speak kindly, we listen actively, and we treat others with dignity. We treat others with dignity. We treat people well. We don't hush people. We don't yell at people. We treat them respectfully. Excuse me. We treat everyone respectfully. So you make sure you are clear on your values. And the next thing you want to do is you want to establish rules that align with your values. Rules that align with your value. Every rule you are setting in your house must align with your values. Now, your structure is meant to build skills in your children. It's not meant to disempower your children, but meant to empower your children. I want you to write that in the comments. Your structure is meant to empower your children and not to disempower your children. Once on Facebook, I saw a parent share a structure that she made for her children, and she was like, and during the holiday, they play football, they watch, they everything from 6 o'clock to 8 p.m. There was something to be done at every time. You play football, after football you do your craft, after your craft you do your online class, after your online class you do XYZ and all of that. And I said to the parents, really, are you kidding me? I mean, what about independent? Your child, you are not, that structure will not help your child become independent. Because at every given time, whether you have written it down or not, whether you are the one telling your child, you are still the one telling your child, you have it written down every single moment. Your child cannot think on their own. They don't have the opportunity to do things. They don't have opportunity to experiment. What if they don't want to do things on that your structure list, on that your list? What if they don't want to do things on that? What happens? Really? And guess what? That structure will not even be realistic, because at the end of the day, your child may not be able to follow it. Even you, your parents, you'll be overwhelmed because you will not be able to follow it, So in that structure, we not build skills. We not raise independent children. We not raise independent thinkers. No, that structure we actually is counterproductive. That structure is actually counterproductive. So what you want to do is, when you have your values, you create rules and regulations that align with your values in your home. We speak to each other with kindness and we listen to someone. Yes. When you are mean with words, what do you do? When you are mean with words, what do you do? How are you kind with words? Because you have to teach your children exactly what you mean. What does being kind with words mean? So when someone is mean with their words, what do? You have to now create your rules and regulations according to your structure. Remember, structure empowers your child, structure modifies behavior. So you want to create your rules and regulations. Now, after that, the next thing you want to do, you want to create routines and traditions that reinforce your structures. Routines and traditions that reinforce your structures. It is super important. For example, if you have a value of healthy living, right? So you want to create a routine. I'm trying to see if I can get my routine here of healthy living. You want to create a value of routine. For example, you want to say, okay, you wake up in the morning, you exercise. You can say, okay, wake up in the morning, you quickly set your goals for the day or anything. Okay, you exercise. After exercising, you go and drink water. You drink warm water or the same water. And it's not just, it doesn't have to be warm water. Even cold water is okay. After exercising, you drink water. After drinking water, then you cannot say, okay, you are going to bathe, you are going to brush, you are going to set your goals for the day and all of that. That is your morning routine for you that has healthy living as something important to you. Let's go for, you are a Christian, for example, and your values are around being a Christian. So your routine can be, okay, you wake up in the morning, you want to pray. You wake up in the morning, you want to pray, right? That is your routine. That is the first thing you want to do. You want to make sure you wake up in the morning and you pray. Excuse me, please. Okay, sorry about that. So we're talking about creating routine. You're a Christian and you want to nurture that in your children. You can have your routine, or you wake up in the morning, you want to pray. You can have something like, okay, Bible study time. Every day you read the Bible for 10 minutes. After school, you take 10 minutes to read the Bible. Now you create your traditions and routines around those things that are important to you. Apart from routines, you want to have traditions around the things that are important to you. You want to create your daily routine. Thursdays, Bible studies. Everybody goes for Bible studies. Once in a week, fasting and prayer. Everybody fast and prays on Friday. Now remember, it is not forced, so you have to you have to explain these things to your children. Anyway, that's not the topic we are looking at for today. We're not looking at forcing and all of that. We are just looking at structure. So you create your routine around your values. You have broken your values down into everyday actionable steps, everyday behaviors. So you can now create your routines and traditions around those things. And yep, okay, now let me give you a practical way how your structure works, how you can now create your structure. Now we've talked about your values, you've broken them down. You are going to set different, if you're in the Visionary Parent Academy, you know we have a structure guide for you. We have different aspects of that structure because every single aspect of your family is a reflection. Every single aspect of your family is an opportunity for you to empower your child. Television watching, empower your child. Phone using, empower your child. How they use family resources, empower your child towards your vision, to reinforce your values. How do I call it? How they do their chores, the chore aspect of it, empower your child. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me. Every aspect of your parenting, every single aspect, there are opportunities for you to empower your child, for you to reach the heart of your child, for you to teach your child your value, every single aspect. It is where when you structure them in such a manner that they are reflective of your values, because every aspect is an opportunity. Because every aspect of your family rather is an opportunity for you to teach your child what you want them to learn. Every aspect is an opportunity for you to, your values are the foundation of your family, the foundation of your parenting. Everyone needs to have a value. You can't do parenting without being intentional, without having values, without knowing exactly what is important to you as a family. You can't wing it. You must know what is important to you as a family. You must know the kind of children you want to raise. You must know where you are going to as a family. When you don't know that, when you don't have that in mind, you will wing it. When you know exactly where you are going to, right, you will take the path. Even if you fall back, even if along the line you are distracted, even if along the line something happens, temptation happens, you know that you have where you are going to. It is going to keep you in line. It is why as a parent you must have a vision and you must have your values and you must let them constantly guide you. You know the kind of children, the exact type of children you want to raise, the future you want to have for your family. You must let that consistently guide you. You cannot wing it. You must have your values. You must sit down. It's not you waking up and just doing random values. You must have values that will take you to where you are going to. And your home, every part of your family must be structured in such a manner that they are teaching your values consistently. I'm not saying it's easy. Somebody said in the Visionary Parent Academy the other day, it can be exhausting. Yes, no one says it's easy. It is not easy, but I assure you that it is very, very worth it. See, if you ask people who are committed to parenting deliberately, some of the wins they record, if they tell you, you will not believe it. You will doubt it. If you are not committed to parenting intentionally, if people tell you the wins they record, you will doubt it. I belong to a couple of groups. I was in one group one time. Somebody was sharing about her 12-year-old, how the 12-year-old doesn't, she gave the 12-year-old a phone. Okay, it's an abroad community, like a US community. Children have phones earlier and all of that. If you're in Nigeria like me, you will know that there's a great difference in how we parent. For them, children have phones pretty early, and they allow them to social a lot of things. So even when parents say their children, no, don't do this, don't do that, some of the children still go behind the parent and still do all of that. So this child, I think 12 or 13 years old, so the mom said she's giving the child a phone for a while now, over a year. She put parental guidance on the phone, and she put track on the phone that if the child goes and the child does something that she's not supposed to do, she, the mom, will know. And guess what? The child had never done anything. The child did not even know that the parent has a monitoring system on the phone. The child has no idea. The child had never done that before. So when the parent tried to like bring it up, just like psych the child, you know, why you not on Snapchat like your friend? Child is like, Snapchat is a waste of time. I don't have that. I don't have the. I see what my friends talk about Snapchat and all of that. I don't really think I have the. I'm not really so interested in that, you know. The child has her own priorities, schooling and all of that. So when this mom shared it on the group, oh my God, come and see. Some thought she was lying. Some told her, oh, and she was exaggerating. Some told her, oh, your child is just 12, wait till she's 14. They were people, many people did not believe. Do you believe her? Do you blame her? To the extent that the mom now said, whoa, she realizes that that group was not a group for her, that she was going to exit. You know, you can't share your wins because everybody expects you to just struggle like they are struggling. So if you see people that are committed to parenting intentionally, when they share their wins with you, you will not believe, you will argue if you are not committed. But the thing is, once you are committed, you also can have amazing wins to share. So here's the thing, you have your family, every aspect of your family is for you to teach your children, reinforce. I was talking about before I had a call, a pressing call, like I had to take the call, you know. Before I took the call, I was talking about, for example, you want to raise resilient children, you want to raise creative children, and TV is definitely a way. Your children cannot be on TV 24 hours now, so you create a structure around television because you want to raise resilience. You want to raise actual human beings. So your children cannot be in front of TV 24 hours. So you create a structure around your TV, you know, because your children will need hands-on. They will need to practice and fail. Practice and fail. What is resilience? When we talk about resilience, we talk about when life throws lemons at you. Make lemonades. That is resilience. Your child will not know how to make lemonades from lemons by watching television 24 hours of the day. They will not. Even when they see it, you say, okay, they can watch movies, they can watch cartoons. When they watch movies and watch cartoons, that is not practical. It will not work. The fact that they watch movie and cartoon doesn't mean they will not learn it. They will just learn the story and all of that. Nah, they will not learn it because by the time they are faced with it in reality, right? Do they have the stamina to be able to say, okay, I'll do it again. I will not give up. They will not. And television, even television has painted a story for them. Don't give up, don't give up. It has not given them the practical knowledge. So when you're not creating a structure, you have a television, your children love television, so you realize that, yeah, even though my children love television, I need to create a structure around television because I want my children to, I want to nurture resilience in my children. And in nurturing the resilience in my children, I need it to be hands-on. I need it to be practical. That is it. So let's talk about meal times, for example. You say, okay, I want my children to be adaptable. I want them to be flexible. So what do? I know that I want them to be open-minded, right? Open-minded. So it simply means that, okay, when we have meals, they should, even if the meal is something new to them, they should be able to just see, try it, learn something, be bold to learn something. So you create a structure around it. Basic rules. Structure simply means basic rules that will guide you as a family, that will guide you towards your vision. They are not random rules. They are not random rules. They are rules that are reflective of your value as a parent. And because, good afternoon, ma, thank you for joining. And because as a parent, you have a duty to model to your children. So you are subject to the rules. You are subject to the rules because you have a duty to model these values to your children. You are subject to the rules. So let me quickly go into some of the structure you can create and why you create these structures around your home. Remember, I've talked about everything you are doing in your parenting must be reflective of your values. So they must be reflective of your values because your values are your stepping stone to your vision. You have a destination. You have a place you are going to. Okay, was it yesterday or the other day? I was watching a video how I don't know this guy's name. She calls him the flower boy. I don't know if she's the only one that calls him the flower boy or that's his name generally. You know this Diary of a Nigerian Girl, Ife, one dark girl. I just started following her recently. Because I'm very intentional about those things that pop up on my Facebook timeline. You know, every kids. I don't want that. So I want things that pop up should be things that I want to see, that I will learn from, you know, because I have on my daily schedule, I have listen to a message. So if I cannot go to YouTube and listen to a message, and I'm on Facebook, I want the thing I'm consuming on Facebook should be what will empower me. So, and I listened to her a couple of times, and she has beautiful thoughts flowing. So I follow her. So that's how I got to know her. Dang, I don't know about dang. I don't know if she's whatever dang means. I have no idea. But I'm thinking it's the Diary of a Nigerian Girl that is dang. But I actually see people say dang, Ife of dang. So I don't know what dang means. I saw when the guy that dances with Funke Akindele when she released one of her movies. I think, is it the Battle of Booker Street? Is it Battle of Booker Street or the movie she released after that? The guy that was doing the transition with her. Yes, that guy. So the guy is, when I watch his proposal to this Ife of dang, I was asking myself, how was I proposed to? God, you know. I felt like, and I was telling myself, this is what I want for my daughter. This is what I listened to the guy and I said, this is what I want for my daughter. This is what I want for my kids. I may not have had this kind of opportunity, but these are what I actually want. So even this morning, I was telling my daughter that I watched a beautiful proposal, that I was going to look for it. I didn't save the video. I was going to look for it, and we are going to look at it together. So I'm going to tell her why it's possible for the guy to propose to the girl like that, because she had made herself a quality human being. Because she's a quality human being, she attracted a quality person. You know, because the man is also a quality man, the man knows how to treat a quality woman. And that was it. I was going to talk to her about it. I was going to talk to my sons about it and all of that. Now, if in this day, when you see something like that ongoing, you are still going to see a girl who wants to use pregnancy to tie a man, like, oh, he must marry me because I'm pregnant for him. He must marry me because I'm pregnant for him. You're still going to have that. So as a parent, you must know where you are going to. You must know what you desire, where you are going to. And your values are such that will take you to that place. That is why your children, you must be able to pass your values to your children. You must be able to have them understand where you are coming from, and it is not by force. Structure helps a great deal. Now, for example, I want to raise a quality child. I want to raise quality children because I want them to enjoy quality life. So what am I going to do? I'm going to structure my home in such a way that it is nurturing. It is nurturing quality human being. I'm going to sit down and define what I mean by a quality human being. After defining what I mean by a quality human being, then I am going to now break it down into practical, everyday steps on how to nurture quality nature in my kids. Now remember, this was how I started the video. I said you must have values. We can't talk parenting without values. No, you can't talk parenting without values. You must have values. So if you hear me talking about value, vision, don't think I'm overflogging it. It is because, or you say, is this all this woman has to say every time it's value, vision? You think this is all she has to say? No, it is because as a parent, if you are deliberate, if you are here, it's because you have a vision. You have a vision. A parent reached me the other day and she said, I don't want to raise my child the way my parents raised me. It is because she has a vision. Yes, she has a vision. That is it. So I'll have to sit down and look at, okay, how do I nurture quality in my child? What do I mean by quality human being? How do I raise quality, nurture quality in my child? I have to break it down every day. What are the everyday behaviors my child will exhibit that will help her, that will lead to being a quality person herself? You break it down into every day. Now, when she falls away from the line, when she deviates, how do I now correct her? How do I make her come back to the line? That is the essence of correction. Correction is to modify behavior. Correction is to reinforce behavior. Your child is going away from how you want her to be, or how you want him to be, or how he should be. Not necessarily how you want them to be, how you want her to be, how she should be. For example, your correction is such that will bring the child back. It is why if you have my family constitution with you, you will see that our correction, they are not flogging, yelling, do this, do that. Nah, our corrections are mostly reflective, because it is in reflection that you nurture, you reach the heart of the child. It is not you now doing the thinking for the child. It's the child that is going to sit down to like think about it. Okay, I did this. Okay, why did I do this? Okay, what options did I have? What triggered me? Why did I choose the option I had? What is the danger or the benefit of the option I had? What are the other options I would have had? Why didn't I choose any of the option? Okay, how do I now make a better option tomorrow? Now, it is what our family constitution is about most of the time. So you see how some that says, okay, go and read the Bible, go and read Manners, Poets and More. Okay, go and do research. Okay, write an affirmation, do a little explanation, do restitution, and all of that. The whole idea is to be able to have your child reflect on what they have done, so that they will have an understanding. And then, of course, they are coming back to you. You are going to sit down, because when they come back to you, you are calm, they are better able to understand you. You sit down and you look at it together. That is why we have the Family Constitution in the Visionary Parents Academy. And if you're not in the academy, what the Family Constitution, just send a message with 3,000 naira only. You get the Family Constitution, and it is very empowering. Okay, what was I saying? Now I have forgotten what I was saying. I'll remember. So you can't do parenting without values. That said, so I was saying that you structure every aspect of your parenting. What are the aspects? You have chores in your parenting. You structure your chores, because chores build responsibility. You want to raise responsible children. You will structure your chores. What is you have the economic part of your parenting. By economy, I mean your resources, your money, the items you buy in the house, how they use items. For example, you are using prepaid in your house, how they will use lights, how they will use water, how they will use things. You are going to structure it. You know why? When you are structuring this, remember I said, the second thing I said is, you are going to have a talk with your children. You tell them why. You don't just set rules and not without why. You must set rules and have whys. So when you structure that your economic part of your family, you are going to talk to them. You are going to have them why. One of the things I say to my children is that when it comes to the economic part of our family, like this week, I did not even remember I told them they were not going to take snacks to school this week. I didn't even remember. Was it not? I actually made a short trip a while ago. I came back because of this class quickly. If you notice the beginning of this video, I was a bit struggling because I was just trying to sit down, settle down, all of that, So it was when I got back or something, my mind just flashed back. Oh, these kids have not taken snacks this week, and nobody asked. Their snacks are finished, so I was supposed to replace. Nobody asked. I was not like, and I remembered. I actually told them previously that this week they were not going to take snacks because I do not have enough money. And why don't I have enough money? Because they wasted items the other week. Because they wasted items, I had to replace the items. So I told them that the money I am supposed to use to buy snacks for you this week, I have used the money to replace those items, because those items are a must-have. So when we make our family budget, we have, okay, this week, we have a monthly budget. This is because based on our consumption, how we consume things. So we have a monthly budget. We have a certain amount goes for a particular item, certain amount goes for. So we just don't do things randomly. No, we have amount allocated for different items, right? And this is how we use things. So, but in a situation where an item is the only way we will run out of certain items is when we have visitors. We have visitors, and we always make an allowance for extra. Miscellaneous, something can happen. You can just make a little mistake. You can overuse and all of that. We make an allowance for that. But in a situation whereby an item is wasted, like you need a full replacement. Let's, for example, I buy a crate of egg, and it's supposed to last us for 2 weeks because they use it for baking and all of that. And someone, maybe you people are playing rough in the kitchen, and I've told you several times that the kitchen is not a playground. You are playing rough and you go to where we put the egg and the egg breaks, the entire crate of egg breaks. Really? Who is going to replace it? Who is going to replace it? So we have to weigh between eggs, replacing the eggs, and some other things we have on our list. So we have to look at the list, things on our list that are dispensable, that we can do without, that are not needs but are wants. So we have to look for them. Except we can choose, okay, we'll not do eggs, we'll not bake, we'll not do pancake, we'll not put egg in our food. In our food and all of that. We can choose. So we have to choose. So when we now choose, we now decide, okay, we are going to replace with maybe snacks or something. So that was what happened. So one of the things, when the other week they recorded great wastage, and I told them, we know how we roll, right? So I'm not going to look for money that probably I'm keeping for emergency. Maybe emergency, something like, someone is not feeling well, we have money readily to get the person treated, or we have a situation like, okay, something comes up in school, we have money, we just take. I'm not going to take from there, because if I take from there to buy snacks for you, then when that time comes for that money, I am going to be pressured. And being pressured now will make me now we trigger me. So anything you do will be a trigger to me. So because of that, to minimize all of that, we are going to replay, we are going to have this system. That is a structure for the economic part of our family. And guess what? It is teaching them how to spend also. It is teaching them that why they shouldn't waste. It is teaching them that what wastage can do. They are seeing it with their eyes that, okay, by the time I waste resources, I am not going to have enough resources to do something else again. It also teaches them to prioritize. We need, at every given time, we need to always prioritize. So we are not just going to do things because we want to do them. We want to do them because we have scaled our order. We know which is more important and which is less important. So it is teaching them, because one of my goals is to raise children who are financially literate. Children who know how to manage money. I've seen people who have risen from grace. Is it risen now? Who have dropped from grace to grass. They crash landed from grace to grass. Someone told me a story one time in Lagos. He said when he was working in the bank, I think a top officer in the bank or something like that. That one day his driver was driving him past a particular place. I think I've shared this story somewhere before. His driver was driving him past a particular neighborhood, and he saw the name on the street was the driver's name. The driver's name and surname. No, the driver's surname, something like that. It wasn't the driver. Either your dad was the first person to build a house here or something like that. The driver said no, it's not his dad. That was the first person to build a house there. That was why the street was named after him. It was not like a driver build a house. Where is your house? The driver pointed. Where did you get the money to build this house? You driver. The driver now laughed and said, that's not the only house I even have. Oh, I have another house. I have property. He said, what other work do you do? He said, no, is this driving work I do? The man said he was shocked because he did not have a land, let alone a house. He did not have a land, let alone a house. How did this happen? He said the driver said, okay, the drivers and all other staff, they have a union in their office. So at the end of every year, like a cooperative, so everybody, your salary is automatically deducted. So at the end of the year, the salary is given to you in bulk, and everyone is mandated to go into something intensive, something capital intensive. Everyone is mandated. When they give you the money, you buy a land. When they give you the following year or so, you are going to start laying foundation, start building. Within 5 years, you have built, you have roofed. So if you have worked in that bank for like 10 years or 15 years, you should have at least 1 or 2 houses. The only exception they give you in that union is if you have your children in school, in the university, they can understand that, okay, you want to pay school fees, they will leave you. But if that is not the case, you must build, and if you are not building, you are removed from the union. The man said that was how his eyes cleared. That was why he now went to my neighborhood back then, where I lived in Lagos. He went to that neighborhood to buy land. When he bought land there, the place was not super developed. That it was the man that made him to say, if my driver can do this, for what? He now went there. So he didn't build the house until he just bought the land and left it. He didn't he didn't develop the house until years later, when the area became developed or something, that he actually went to build the house. So we have seen people. Some also has told me a man who was a bank manager back then that something happened and he lost his job in the bank, and within a space of 4, 5, 6 months, the landlord had thrown his things out. His things were outside and the rain was beating them. I don't know if it's true or not. Someone told me that story. So we've seen people who we've seen people who have risen up and they've crash landed. So now, and what is the reason? Many times they don't know how to prioritize, they don't know how to invest, they don't know how to save, they just don't know, they are not financially literate, they don't understand money. So that is, I don't want my children to go from grace to grass, because I know that they will get to that grace. They will be there. I don't want them to crash land. So that is why the economic aspect of my family is structured to empower my children. So someone can say, is mean, you are mean, is your children, what is it? They break a crate of egg, they will not take snacks to school, they do this one. I've explained, this is my vision. It's my vision. My values, my rules, my regulations align with my values and my vision. Yours may be different. We don't have the same vision, so we don't have to share the same values. If you are here, if you are getting empowered, please leave a comment, let me know you are still here, and leave a like and all of that. So I talked about the economy aspect of your parenting, your family. I've talked about chores. Okay, I've not talked about chores. Now, another thing you want to do is chores again. Chores are an important aspect of your family to raise, of your parenting, to raise responsible, independent, creative, resilient. Think about your children. Yesterday, I wanted to snap my children. I don't know. I think I need to learn how to snap and video all the time, because I have very beautiful moments I want to snap and I'll be dragging my feet. I don't know. I think I got back yesterday from school run. I think I went somewhere. Then from there from school run. Okay, I went shopping then for my trip of today. So I went shopping. So I had a lot of things in the car. So when I finished, when I got to the house, I just packed and I sat down and left them to be taking the things inside. So after taking the things inside, I just sat down there. I just reclined my seat and just rested my head like that. I didn't even know they were done taking the things, because I wanted them to take it so that I can lock the car. Sometimes I forget to lock the boot and all of that, and my battery runs down. So because of that, I always make sure the car is completely empty so that I lock everywhere. So that was what I was. I didn't even know when they finished and all of that. They took my bag, even my handbag, they took everything inside. So I just looked through one corner of my house and I saw my kids already outside. They were washing their socks, they were washing their socks against today or tomorrow, something like that. Oh, something just told me, I've snap this and make a post about it. But that was when I realized they had taken my bag inside. I don't know who sent them. They had taken my bag inside. Now, I didn't want to start yelling, and I didn't want to go in and come back. I wanted to snap them in the way that they would not notice. But once I go inside, they will already notice, and you see them, they will start they will notice, and they will start asking me questions that, Mommy, what do you want the picture for? Why are you snapping the picture? I didn't want to do all of that. So I let it go. So that is their responsibility. It's teaching them. I didn't have that's chore. What chore does to your child? I didn't have to teach them, tell them, hey, oh, thank you, ma. Says she's getting value. I appreciate you, ma. I didn't have to tell them, go and wash your socks. I didn't have to tell them that. It taught them to take initiative. They just got back from church and from school. I already have told them, you can't wash your socks the following morning because it will be wet. And I've also told them they all have 2 pairs of socks, except for my 8-year-old that has very many socks. Why? Because his siblings washed some and handed them to him, and doesn't even like them. He still washes his socks every day. He still washes his socks every day, you know. So I didn't have to tell them. They knew they would take initiative. They knew. I already have told them that if you say, okay, you want to wash your socks, because you have to, you wash one today. The one you washed yesterday, the one you washed today, you have the one you washed yesterday, you wear it today. So the one you washed today, you wear it the next day. You understand? I'm not able to articulate it right now. So I always tell them, I've told them that, imagine you say, okay, you're not going to wash, I'm going to leave them. Then when I come back from school today, I'll wash as against tomorrow. What if you wash and it rains? What if you wash and you leave it outside? By tomorrow morning, it's going to be damp. And when you wear your socks, what happens? Wear a damp socks, what happens? You can say it will get dry before you get to school. Good and fine. You don't have sandals. What you have are shoes. When you wear it, you put your leg in your shoes, your shoe becomes wet. Your shoe starts smelling, starts stinking. So when you get to school and you remove your shoe, your leg from, maybe you have a reason to remove your leg from your shoes can stink. And people begin to pick on you. When we talk about self-respect, you are not respecting yourself. Because when your shoe stinks, everybody starts saying, who is this one? Smelly boy. I bet don't sit near me. Oh, don't do this, don't do that. You were the one that called for it. So you see, so you wash your shoes so that even if it rains, you wash your socks, even if it rains, you are safe. You wash your socks, you spread them out. If it rains at night, in the morning, you bring them and you squeeze them, go and hang them somewhere in your bathroom. By evening to the following day, they would be dry. Responsibility, teaching them to take initiative, teaching them how they can respect themselves in the presence of others. So when we are talking about a lot of things in parenting, it's not just because we want to say them. It is because these things are helping you raise the child you want to see. So assign chores, give responsibilities. I read someone was saying one day that parents, you are giving responsibilities, what you cannot do then, and why are you giving birth to children? You are laboring them. I'm like, are you kidding me? You are laboring your child, giving your child responsibilities, you are laboring your child. Is your child going to hawk under the sun? I mean, is your child carrying something on the head and going to hawk? What are they doing? Like, is your 6-year-old pounding fufu or pounding yam? Or I don't know what is labor. You just assign age-appropriate chores and someone says it's labor, and people and the person will have a valid backup. They will back it up so much, and people will run, yes, it's child labor, and at the end of the day, you will go and relax. And I always say to parents, telling parents that will say, go to the US, they don't do this. Go to the UK, they don't do this. I say, Eziokwu, they don't do this, but their 18 years is 18 years. You know why their 18 years, adult age is 18 years. At 18 years, the child can leave the house. The parents can tell the child, come and be going. Go and rent your own place and stay. Do you know why? Because they have a system that nurtures the child, that builds independence, except the family just don't want their children to be independent. Except the families are not taking advantage of it. They have a system. Do you know a lot of things they do? A lot of opportunities they have. Children have opportunities to go and learn sports, play sports when they like. Children have opportunities, they wake up, they go to the park, they play around, let out energy. Children can take, from 13 years, they can take jobs. They do a lot of things. They have free. I have a niece in the US, and she learns a lot of things when it comes to computer IT. I don't know which particular area she I don't want to use the word specializes, because she's not like certified. You know, she's certified, but not like she can she's certified to an extent. She's just, I think she's 15, 16 years. So she got a lot of opportunities to learn coding, robotic, a lot of things she learned. She can do amazing things on the system. Yesterday, I saw someone talking about computer, computer program. It's computer program for children. And I went to ask, okay, how much? And they told me 50,000 naira for a month. And I have 3 children. That's 150,000 naira. I sat back and I was telling myself, okay, 150 for my 3 children. What do I do? Should only one person go? Should I even push it further? Should I look for cheaper alternative? Should 2 people go? This one, that one. I was thinking, why other children, they have other opportunities to learn a lot of things, except they choose not to learn. Their parents don't encourage them to learn. They have very many opportunities. They will come back and start comparing ourselves. Go abroad, they don't copy from the board. Go abroad, they copy from the ground. Now you sabi. So we're talking about structure. So you have to now go and structure. Your structure must align with your values. Remember, with your vision, with where you are going to. I've talked about my economic structure. I've talked about chores partly. In this morning, I shared a voice note in the Visionary Parent Academy. If you are not in the Visionary Parent Academy, you are missing. We are closing registration for 2025 this month. By the end of March, we are done for this month. So you still need to join us. We have a lot of resources we have used so far, and we are also ready and willing to put you through so that you are up to date with us. So you still have an opportunity to join us now if you are not with us in the Visionary Parent Academy. And this creating your family system, yes, you can still join us. This is day 5. You can join us. It is 10,000 naira for the month. This is day 5. You can join us, and we have the material for the challenge. So we give you all the materials we are using. We are reading a book and doing a lot of things. We can let you have all of that if you choose to join us. You are going to learn a lot. You are going to create a system for your home, and you are going to be super happy you did. So I've talked about chores. I've talked about economic area. I've talked about what other area do I need to talk about. I've talked about TV screen. Yes, you structure it. You need to structure it. You want to build skills. You want to be intentional about the kind of channels. People tell me, oh, my children don't watch TV during the week. They only watch TV on weekend. I get it, and I just wonder, do you even understand why don't your children watch TV during the week? Ask them. They have no idea. Because someone said it. That is it. So what are your children doing? Someone said that children are always fighting. So she's tempted to let them watch TV because TV helps to calm them. TV helps to reduce the noise. And I said it is because you just saw on TV on somewhere that children shouldn't watch TV too much. You did not bother to take it further. You didn't ask questions. You did not know anything. You just ran with it. Half baked. That is the issue. When children don't watch too much TV, what do? Children don't stay empty. Children are wired to be busy. Get that as parents. Children are wired to be busy. It is why you see a child, they go out, everybody is calm, the child is playing, you are shouting, sit down, stand up, lie down, bend down, do this. Because children are wired to be busy. They cannot stay idle. They cannot stay without doing anything. So you don't want your child to watch TV. Why? Because you want your child to learn practical skills. So how is your child learning practical skill? You don't want them to watch TV. You want them to sit down. I don't understand. You want them to sit down and be looking at you. They are making noise. They are disturbing. Go and sleep. Hey. Wait. If I was okay, maybe I'll just take a picture and send it to the Visionary Parents Academy. If you go to there's a room in my house. If I snap the picture, it's embarrassing. Like embarrassing. We have cartons everywhere. But guess what? That is what my children do, alternative to TV. Fantastic. There's one here. Just yesterday, my daughter made this and showed it to me. She made a backpack for, I don't know who she made it for. Okay, she said Piggy. This is what they do when they are not busy, when they are not watching television. When they are not watching television, they have cartons everywhere. They are. This is top bond I bought. When they are not watching television, they are using this. They are using cartons, noodles, detergents, toothpaste, soap, pastas, anything you buy that has carton. They are using the cartons to make things. This is it. Cardboard paper extra to gum it, cover it to make it look good. They are doing this. So when they are doing this, they are not fighting. I don't even know what she wants to use it for. I told her to make a lot for us so that we can use it for our jar. They are not fighting. Nothing they are doing because they have something they are doing. When they are doing this, they are learning. Your young children, they are building their motor skills when they are doing this because their hands are on something. They are gripping. Your older children, they are learning to think, creative thinking. Let me do this. Let me do that. They are thinking. They are actually learning how to entertain themselves when they are bored. They're learning how to entertain themselves when they are bored. What other thing are they doing? Basically, they are learning creative thinking. They are learning how to make mistakes. Oh, you can see now this one was gummed here before. gummed here, she pushed it here because this place is stained. It pushed it here. They are learning how to do things. This is the thing. These are the things they do. So yes. What other areas do I want to look at again? So different areas. So what you want to do is to identify those areas. If you're in the Visionary Parent Academy, you have my parenting structure guide. So you know my parenting structure guide covers every aspect of your parenting. Talk about when you have visitors, because your visitors are people who are very important in your parenting journey. People living with you, people coming to greet you every now and then. I shared this here before. Was it here or a video I recorded? I don't remember. When my husband's nephew came, I told him that please, when the children are back from school, turn on the television. Yep, everybody knows me. I am intentional. I am parenting. I'm not embarrassed to tell you I'm parenting. I don't care about what you think. I don't care that you are looking at my children and thinking, this one that says she's parenting intentionally. See her children. Her children are making noise. Her children are doing X, Y, Z. Because I know that children will always be children. You are parenting intentionally does not remove the children from them. You are laying the foundation. They are learning. So some people, they will say, they are not bold to let people know that they are parenting intentionally because of what people will say. People will look at their children and judge them. Let them judge. Let them judge. Everyone knows. So when people come to your space, they know that you parent intentionally. When you go and visit, they know that you parent intentionally. In fact, I've had people who come close because they know that. Who come close because they know I parent intentionally. People who want their kids to be, people who know I parent intentionally, they want their kids to be around my kids. They know that not everything goes. They know that not everything goes because I'm selective of what goes. So people around you. So in the parenting structure guide, you have when you have visitors. Visitors, you have a structure around your visitors. For example, one of mine is when I have visitors, my kids have no business in the visitors room. And the visitor has no business in my kids' room. Especially if the visitor is an older person, maybe an older relative or anybody they stay in their room. You don't call my children into your room, not for any reason. Nah. My children respect your boundary. You respect their boundary. It is something I want. So if you want to play with my children, good and fine. You can play as much as you want. You come to the family lounge or you go to the living room. You are playing. You watch TV together. But have them come to your room. No. Another rule I have is when you are wearing your trousers, please put it to your waist level. Don't pull it down. Because that will be double standard. If I tell my children that no, it's not a proper way, it's not proper now, it's not too nice, it's not nice, just pull it up. And they've heard me tell people, like, try wear belt now. Bros, try wear belt. It makes you more decent and boyish. And the one that is under my roof is now putting his trousers on his knees. It's double standard now. And children will naturally tilt towards the one that appeals more to them. And of course, we know that the negative one is always more appealing because it's what everybody does. So they want to be trending too. They are likely going to do that. So we have structure around visitors. We have structure around television, visitors, even the way you dress. Structure around the way you dress. And that's because we are Christians. And if we are structuring our Christian life, then one of our mottos or our taglines or our mantra for us being Christian is that you live in worship unto God. Your life, your choices, everything must worship God. And the Bible says, First Timothy, is it First Timothy, something like that, that says that you should be modest. You should be modest in your dressing. You should not be all about the expensive earrings, the clothes, the long braids, and all of that. So because we have an understanding of that, and because one of our values is obedience to God, and we have to create a structure around our lifestyle as a Christian. Remember, I said your structure must be a reflection of your values, and you must explain to your children. So when I talk to my children about modesty, we are talking about our value being obedient to God. We are talking about how our life should be a worship unto God. We are talking about what it means for your life to be a worship unto God. For your life to be a worship unto God, it simply means that you live in obedience to God, absolute obedience to God. So when we talk about, okay, forgive people who have offended you, it is not because mommy is saying forgive people. It is because you are living a worship unto God, and forgiveness is a worship unto God because it's obedience to God. So we structure our Christian life. So you want to sit down and structure it. What other aspect of your parenting? Every aspect. Structure them. Chores, your morning routine, your afternoon routine. They have to be. I was telling. One of the things I said when I started was that if, for example, you value punctuality, for example, then you want to have a less chaotic, a less dramatic morning routine. Because one of the reasons you have issues with your child in the morning, you are always struggling, get ready, you are late, we are running late, is because you value punctuality. You want them to be early, you don't want them to be late, right? Or is it because of the punishment that comes with lateness? I don't know about that. But for me, it's because I want them to be early. I want them to learn to be early. Because I know exactly what it means to be early and what being late can do. We're talking about raising successful children. They should learn to be early, you know. So because of that, I structure my money. We structure our money that we are not pressured. Our monies are not chaotic. Wake up in the morning. The first person I wake up is the first person in the kitchen. Like my daughter was in the kitchen today. We planned down. She was in the kitchen today. Yesterday, they took fried rice to school. Today, I wanted them to take pasta. They said, no, they wanted to take rice and stew. I said, okay, no problem. We got fresh tomatoes. So yesterday, she didn't make the stew. I made the stew. Because, okay, my blender got spots. We had to look for an alternative, which is we needed to. I said, okay, would have to pound because it's not a lot, just tomato for this morning. I said, okay, we are going to pound. So while she was pounding, it was splashing all over her body and she was not finding it funny. So I told her, okay, I'll continue with her. I'll continue for her. And then she went to bathe. By the time she went to bathe, by the time she got back, I just had finished pounding. I've turned into the pot and I did it for her. So usually rather, she makes it herself. Whoever is in the kitchen prepares the stew down. If you are eating stew tomorrow, you prepare it down. If you are eating the stew from the freezer, you bring it down to defrost by tomorrow morning. You know, because we don't use a microwave. So you bring it down so that by tomorrow morning you defrost it. It has defrosted. Then you wait. The person in the kitchen wakes up super early, earlier than other people, and boils the rice, warms the stew, and everybody else joins, and we are good to go. Now, because we are a Christian, that is our value. We are Christian. We also do Bible study, and we have Parenting on Your Knees. And another thing, you need to join Parenting on Your Knees. Just get the ebook, 3,000 naira, and you join the group. You get one prayer point every day. You get the manual, and you also get the commentary of every prayer. Why the prayer is important? Because some prayers, parents don't see the need to pray for their children, but these prayers are important. One prayer I started praying for my children these days is that I start my prayer by telling them that they are taught of the Lord. You are taught of the Lord because you are taught of the Lord. Like today, what was our prayer point today? Okay, God should give them the wisdom, the skills to be an encouragement to their friends. You know what that means? Someone who adds value to others. You encourage friends. When you're friends, you are not the ones who is just going about criticizing, judging. You should be a source of strength, support to people. That is what makes you lovable. That was our prayer point today. I bet you as a parent, you have never thought of praying that kind of prayer for your friend, for your child. Now, the thing about the prayer point is that when you pray, you also go ahead to explain to your children why this is important. We are praying for this. And let me tell you why this is important for us to pray for. You know, just like churches do, they raise a prayer point and they tell you the reason why that prayer point, why you should pray like your life depends on it. So the same thing we do. We raise the prayer point, we have a prayer in the prayer booklet, and you go further as a parent to explain to your child why this prayer is important. So they should commit to praying it seriously. And after that, as a parent, you now go back and reflect. How do I model it? This is it. You know, they are praying. I read somewhere that work is prayer. Yes, work is prayer, and it makes a lot of sense to me. Is it work is prayer, work is worship? I think work is prayer. It makes a lot of sense to me that because the Bible says I'll bless the work of your hands. So you are working. That means you are praying that he should bless. That's the work I'm doing. He says I'll bless the work of your hands. So God, this is the work of my hands. Bless it. So you are not necessarily opening your mouth and praying, but because you are working, you are praying. So as a parent, when you now take the prayer point, you now reflect, you now ask yourself, how am I showing this in my life? Because as you are living it, and you are living it, and you have prayed, your child is seeing it, you are telling God that, hey, this is how I want my child, this is what I want my child to learn. So it now becomes from what you are modeling to the ears of God. You are not double standard, you are not two-sided, you are praying it, right? You have prayed it, you've taught your child, and you are living it as an example. So if work is prayer, really, it simply means you're living it is the work you are doing, which is further prayer. And of course, we know how the work we are doing, how we model our lifestyle model to God. So we use parenting your needs. Every morning we say our prayers. Yesterday was about friends. The other day was about discernment. So I pray for my children that because you have thought of the Lord, you have the discernment. You have the spirit of discernment. You are able to spot fake friends from real friends. Because you are taught of the Lord, you have the boldness to be able to say no to what you are supposed to say, what you are supposed to say no to. So, parenting on your knees, please get the manual, 3,000 naira, and join the community. Let's pray one prayer for our child every day. So I was saying that I want to wrap up now, but I just want you to get the last message. Take every aspect of your parenting, every aspect. And if you want the parenting structure guide, you can just pay 2,000 naira and I'll give you. So it covers every single aspect of your parenting, from your TV screen, from even you want your children to self-develop, to read. So reading routine is also there, study routine is also there. How you want them to, I think dressing is also there, with when they have visitors around, how they will behave and all of that. Boundaries, I will give you two. One is my own structure, one is a template for you to create your structure. So anything you're not comfortable, you just expunge, then you just go on with your structure. So how they behave around visitors is also there. TV rules, you have a template for that, you have a guide for that. A lot of every single area in your parenting, you need to structure every single area in your parenting. Remember that every area of your parenting, right? Every single area is an opportunity to teach your child, to nurture, not just to teach now, to nurture your values, to nurture your values towards your vision. Every single area of your parenting, every single area of your family life is nurturing values in your children, is nurturing lifestyle in your children. So what do you want to do? Create a structure around everything. Structure is a definite way for these things to happen, the way you want it to happen, so that at the end of the day, you are actually nurturing what you want to nurture. I don't know if you get that straight, you get that clear. Every single area, we have chores, we have rules for chores and all of that. The idea is to nurture what you want to nurture in your child. So you are creating structure around chores. You create structure around television. You create structure. I don't know why it's only these three I'm remembering. A lot. Every single aspect. How to use family resources. It is there. You know, chores. How to take turns to do chores. It is there. A mealtime plan. It is there. I don't know if family traditions and all of that is this ebook is over 4 years or thereabout. You know, every single thing, it is there. So you are intentional. You are putting structure in place to intentionally nurture these things. It is not, you are not winging it. So the first thing is to look at the structure. When I give you the guide, you look at it very well. You now get a free template. You now look at it. Okay, no, this woman, her own is too much. This one is too strict. I don't want this. You go to the one. This is how I rather want my own. You don't have to print. You don't have to print the one, my own guide. You print your template. You can print your template. So when you get your guide, you are seeing this is it. Television. Okay. How many times a day do we watch television? So when we are not watching television, what do? We are going to do art and craft. Where do we do art and craft? Because we cannot just, like my children, they know that they cannot just do art and craft anywhere. This is the family lounge. They can do art and craft here where I am. Doesn't matter. If I show you this place and you see that they have books, everything, everywhere. But when they go to the main family, main sitting room, they can't do art and craft there. So we have a room that we have. They put all their boxes and everything, cartons. If you go there, and you get a malam to come and buy those cartons, maybe I'll make some good money. The cartons from this morning, I brought out a carton of pasta, a carton of noodles, and one other carton, 3 cartons. They quickly took it. Okay, carton of tomato paste. They took them there too. The cartons are there. The cartons are just always there. So they know that they can't use their art and craft to litter everywhere. Nah. So they go there. So you have a space. We have space to do our art and craft. Like I tell my children, you want to play? I'm not stopping from playing, but you can't play rough in the living room. Go outside and play rough. That is it. Because by the time you play rough in the living room, you either bring it down an item or you are injuring yourself. But when you play rough outside, you have enough space. Do whatever you want to do. What happens is my house is not soundproofed, unfortunately. So when your noise is too much, I just slide my windows, I put on my fan, and I can still take my nap or do what I want to do away from your noise. But in the living room, no, that is structure. When people say, oh, my children, they are so rough, they play too much. Structure that play. How do you structure the play? You simply create time, place for them to play. You can play, yes, when you come back from school, do what you are supposed to do. Wash your uniform, wash your foot flags, do your homework, bathe, have a light food, go outside, just open the door, go outside and play. Play as much as you can, play until you are tired. Then 6:30, enter the house, because by 6:30, I actually need to lock the door against mosquitoes. So enter the house by 6:30, play, make sure you release all the energy in you. I tell you, by the time your child plays for 1 hour, 30 minutes, by the time they get home, sleep will they catch them. They want to eat, bathe, and sleep. If you have young children, they want to eat, bathe, and sleep, that is it. So structure, create a structure around everything. And remember, your structure must reflect your values, because your values are your roadmap to your vision. So your structure must reflect your values. They must reflect what you want to see. Your structures are not random. They are not random. They are not something you just wake up, I want to create a structure. Like the post I told you I saw. In the morning, you wake up, you pray, you bathe, you eat, you read, you play ball, you nap, you cook, you eat. Chineke. Where will the child be able to think for himself? That is over parenting. You are overshadowing. Is it schedule they call it, or schedule? Schedule. Whatever. You are overshadowing the child. The child should have time to think for themselves. Abba. So you are the one thinking for the child from morning to evening, how to run their nah, that is not structure. That is counterproductive. Structure is meant to empower your child and not to disempower them. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Enemy Rebel, and this is Parenting with Enemy Rebel. You want to do something for me? I always forget to say this. Please copy this link and share. Share now, share. If you are here, you are not in the Visionary Parents Academy, you are getting value. What you can do for us is to share. Mention the Visionary Parents Academy somewhere. Tell someone that someone says thanks for this. I always stop them from playing even when they are done with their house chores. Why now? I just told you that children cannot be idle. Is it idle or idle? How do you pronounce it? Just pronounce it for me, Children, they cannot, no, they are wired to play. It is why they cannot be empty. They cannot just stay without doing something. If you expect your child to stay without doing something, now it's not realistic. When we have this knowledge, we'll clash less. Children cannot stay without doing something. It is why they'll tell you, I'm bored. What you should bother about is let them know how to be creative with their time. Let them know how to use their time creatively. Let their time empower them. Let their time teach the things you want them to learn. Let their time build skill. Let that time build skills in them. Some parents will say, you are forcing your child to go and sleep. If a child plays and they are tired, they will go and sleep. There are some children, no matter how you force them, they don't sleep. Like my oldest son. Was it not last month? Okay, yes, last month. This is March. He came back from school and was telling me, Mommy, I don't know what happened in school these days. In the afternoon, I'll be feeling sleepy. I forgot to even ask him now. I think I should ask him and follow up, and then I should check to the root cause. He said in the afternoon, I'll be feeling sleepy in school. So we're talking about it. So I just told myself I was going to follow it up and see if it's reoccurring. Then it would not be, I will not check why it's reoccurring, because it's 13. Is it because of age? Has it to do with anything about developmental puberty and all of that, or is it a phase, or is it something I should really be worried about? I told myself that I forgot to follow it up. That my son, was not my husband, I used to call him, is it petrol? They call him petrol, water that doesn't sleep. He do in the afternoon, he doesn't sleep. But my 8-year-old, a boy, that one, just tell him, go to your room. Hi. Before you say Jack Robinson, he has reached fatherland. He has slept. Okay, Kerosene know they sleep. Thank you, ma. Kerosene know they sleep. He has reached fatherland. So my son, he doesn't sleep. So there are some children, no matter how you force them, go and sleep, go and sleep, go and sleep, go and sleep, they will not sleep. So what you do, those children, if they play shaggy, like we say, they exhaust themselves. In the end, that's how they will sleep like a log of wood. And they wake up the following day refreshed. So let children play. Just what you can do is just make sure. That's why I tell parents, when you are getting an apartment, be super intentional about the apartment you get. Super intentional, because when you have young kids, even when you are putting things in your home, be intentional. If you are getting an apartment, you don't have the luxury of getting a very big space. What you want to do is, the space you get, you can manage it. People around you, they will know that you are an intentional parent. So nobody will come and say, oh, you don't have a glass table, you don't have center table, your chairs are like this. Why are the colors? The color of my chairs are, I don't like the colors. They are grayish dark black. Is it grayish black or blackish gray or gray black? I don't know. They are gray, dark shade of gray. I don't like them. I like cream color. Those colors that are cream, when we say, is it cream color, I'll call it now. Not so cream, but those kind of dark gray. Thank you, man. Dark gray. This kind of color that is that gives class. That's the color I like. But I know that if we have those colors of chairs in my living room, even though I have a child that is 13, he draws. Before I go and come back, they will draw on that chair. He may not be the one to draw on that chair. The chairs will just be stained. So I know when you come to my house now, my house is very child friendly, that my children, they have enough space to do what they want to do. So when they are older, when my last born becomes 13, then I can decide to say, okay, we want to go back and change everything in my house. I want to create my house to meet my own tastes. Because I know that they are grown, they're no longer babies. Everything can be everything they can be. My children played, God bless you. Your children played basketball. When I remember COVID time, I had to take this basket, this laundry basket. I had to take it, I had to cut the under, remove the part of the under. Then we started using it to play basketball. Then during COVID time, where people were not allowed, where there was restriction, lockdown, So in your house, why do you need to so much aesthetics when you have children? Then you are yelling, don't jump on that table, it will break, you will injure yourself. You are not yelling. Like, seriously. Some people, they have young children, they say they have glass dining. I'm like, hey, exactly, when kids are younger, there's nothing like beautiful house, my sister. Nothing. BP for nothing. BP for nothing. Everything. Just put them. Someone was showing me pictures one time of, is it US house or UK house, where their television is up. And some of them, they will even use protector to protect it. So that when children, no matter how they do, we call it Babonelli me in my place, no matter how they Babonelli me, they will not jump there and bring it down. They will not break it. So that structure, putting things putting things, because you don't want on ground, you don't want your children, you don't want to stifle them, you don't want to restrict them. You want them to be free. You want them to be able to experiment. You want them to be creative. You want them, because you want them to be bold, to be expressive. It's not just about telling your child, go and say it, that makes them bold. They dare it, they see something, they boldly go for that thing without restriction, without nobody holding them back. That is how they learn. Okay, I can do anything I set my mind to do, because I'm seeing the way that thing is. I actually want to experiment with it. I've set my mind to it, so I'm going there to experiment with it. Nobody is holding me back. When nobody holds them back, they say yes. It simply means I want to do something. I can do it. You know, so this is the structure your environment. Remove all those beautiful things that you know they will break. Why do you have it? So that people will come and say, oh, your house is fine. If they say so, your house is fine, so what happens? Really, what happens? So a parent, when I got here newly, a parent told me that in this place is competition. No, women and their children is competition or dressing competition. And I thought that, okay, so what happens? What happens? Who wins? What is the award? So what is it? Competition. So who wins? What do I gain? So people will respect you. Excuse you. That is superficial respect. That is not kind of the respect I want. I want people to respect me for what I carry. Because if I start wearing all those flashing things up and down because I want them to respect me, I will draw people that are into competition, such competitive people, that the ones I will draw near me. And what are we going to start talking about? Maybe fashion. Maybe they will start gossiping people who don't dress well. We start gossiping people whose children don't dress well. And that will reduce my IQ now. That will reduce my IQ. On top waiting. Thank you, ma. That will reduce my IQ. Because that is not what I want. I want people that will come around me, iron sharpeneth iron. I want people that will come around me, who will sharpen each other. We have deep conversations. We have deep thinking. They know something. There is something they know that I want to learn. I want to sit down and listen to them. I want to take my notes and be writing. I want to tell them, okay, sorry, wait. Let me quickly record. Let me quickly type this thing on my phone because I don't have something to write it. When I go back home, I will sit down. I will do a research. I was listening to someone today. Someone said, I hope I wrote it down. She said something. I just told myself I need to research this thing. She said, oh gosh, I've forgotten. I'm going back to look for that video and watch. You know, that is what I want. So you're not telling me, here parents and children is unhealthy competition. God bless you. It's competition. No, everybody. So to what end? What do I gain? How does it benefit me? I'm a woman. I have a vision. How does it impact my vision now? Someone says, oh, you don't know the latest fashion. How does it impact my vision? Someone told me that you don't look like somebody that came from Lagos. So no parties. You are always in. Chineke, if I wake up and go to parties, I start going from parties to eat, from parties, looking for parties up and down. How does it benefit me? How does it? So when someone tells you, oh, your home, your TV is not big enough, you don't have this latest. So if I go to downstairs to my kitchen, I'll still bring plates, plastic plates, rubber plates my kids used to eat for a very long time. Colorful. What I did, I bought colorful ones. Very colorful ones. I bought blue, I bought pink, I bought green and red. I think those were the major colors I bought. I think purple at some point or something like that. I still have some of them in my kitchen. My kids use those plates to eat for a very long time. I think it was when we were coming here said that we just dropped them. And some of them still snuck into our bag. Maybe they developed legs and walked. Because I didn't intend to bring all of those plastic things. They use them. Even spoons, they use them for a very long time. Even cups. You see, go downstairs, you see cup. There's a plastic cup that look like glass. It's transparent, you know. But if you use it for a while to change color to become dull. My kids use it for a very long time. I was using it with them. All those plates I was using with them. I took my breakable plates. I hid them. I wasn't bringing them out. The only time you will see me, you bring them out. I had to buy some really very fancy rubber plates because my husband was like, nah, how can I be using rubber? No. I told him, nah, this one is not because of anything. It is because of your children. because I want them to feel they want to go to the kitchen. I don't want to see someone is in the kitchen, then my heart to be in my mouth because someone is in the kitchen. You know, no, I don't want that situation. I want a situation whereby anywhere they are. So I had one tall basket where I put all my, I don't know if she's here. We're neighbors before. She'll remember we're neighbors before back in Lagos. I had this laundry basket where I put all my things so that they cannot easily bring it down. Now it was deliberate. When I had my knives, they were hidden. So if they go to the kitchen, I will not have my heart in my mouth. That these children don't go and injure. So if I'm I want to take a nap, I actually lock the door and lock myself and my children inside the house because I want to take a nap. You know, I don't want a situation whereby I'll be afraid my heart will be in my mouth. Hey, I don't know what they are going to do. I don't know what they are doing. Are they hurting themselves? I don't want that kind of thing. So as much as I could, I just made sure I removed my house wasn't fancy. It wasn't fancy. Because I had young children, I had to create a structure that will allow my children play as much as they wanted. And I think I didn't do it as much as I would if it's now. If I know now, if I knew then what I know now, I probably would have done things it would have been so different. Because at some point I had a glass table, really. It was when the glass table broke, I wanted to replace it, that the man was saying, I told the man I just wanted to replace it. I said, no, don't give me glass, give me wood, you know, because at some point I had a glass table. I had to replace it, you know. So that is it. Let them play, create the environment, let them play. Why don't you let them play? What are you afraid of? And what is the problem? What is holding you back? What are you afraid of? If you don't let them play, children cannot, that is where you are going to nag, because they sit down there, when they become bored, they start bickering. You step on me, I step on you. You touch me, I touch you. You touch my shirt, I touch your shirt. They start bickering, and then you are yelling. You don't realize you are the one that is making them bicker because you're not allowing them play. Why? If your home is, if your house is big, you have enough space, then you can afford to do a few things and leave outside for them to play. Lock your gates. Let them play outside. Your house is secure. Let them play outside. Play as much as they want. You have sand. Dig sand. Cover yourself. They don't want to wear slippers. They want to run about. What is it? Run about. Someone says even stepping on the earth is healthy. You know, run about. When they are coming inside, wash up. When they become older, they know how to wash. They start washing by themselves. That is it. They start washing by themselves. You know, you throw the clothes in the washing machine, it washes. No, let them just play. These things will help them a great deal. To help them. Okay. I think we said enough, right? It's over an hour 30 minutes, and I didn't intend for it to be up to this an hour 30 minutes. So this is an email rebel from the Visionary Parents Academy. You need to join us. A lot to learn. Join us. So join us. If you're in the Visionary Parents Academy, please, when we finish this video, please leave a note. Tell us what you are enjoying. Tell us if it's worth it. If people don't leave it now, please come back and leave it when the video has finished uploading, because I noticed that reactions that happen while the video is streaming live, they don't follow the video because when the video is streaming live, I have a lot of comments and reactions. By the time the video is done, we don't see any reaction. I don't see any reaction. I'm wondering what happened. So that is it. So please, when the video is done, you can now go back and leave a comment. Tell people if the academy is worth it. If it's not worth it, feel free to say it's not worth it. If it's not worth it, tell them it is not worth it. They should not waste their time, don't waste their money. But if it's worth it, please tell them it's worth it. They should invest. It's an investment that they are going to enjoy, and I guarantee you that it is super worth it. And then I encourage you to also join to get the book Parenting on Your Knees, and you are going to join the class where you get free commentary, daily commentary on the particular prayer point. You know why this prayer point is important and how to pray the prayer point and how to model. That's something we started doing. We also add how to model the prayer points. It's not just to pray. You pray that your child begins to do something, your child knows better or something, so you also model it. You live that lifestyle. You show evidence of that in your life as you pray for your child. For example, you are praying for your child to be able to discern between good and evil friends, right? You also want to live that life. Let your children see that not everybody should be your friend. Not everybody is your friend. Your child is watching you and you are praying. Like I said, I read that work is prayer. If work is indeed prayer, you are putting in the work. The work you are putting in is already enough prayer for your child, because you are praying, they are learning from you. That's work is prayer. All right, thank you so much. I think my phone is telling me it's time to go. Yes, thank you so much. Run out so fast. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. We also have many resources. The structure guide, come and get it for 2,000 naira only. You get the guide, you get the template. Okay, I should take it slowly. The parenting structure guide, you get it for 2,000 naira, or you get the complete template. My parenting constitution, you get it for 3,000 naira. You can also get these things free if you join the Visionary Parent Academy. If you want to join us for this challenge for this month, you can still join this challenge. You are going to get a structure guide when you join this challenge, and you also get a structure template when you join this challenge. It's 10,000 naira. Still join us, and this is just day 5, so you can still catch up on the things we have done so far, because we have a manual we've created for the challenge. We are going to be giving it to you at the end of the challenge, so you are still going to catch up if you join the challenge. It's just 10,000 naira. Then we have parenting on your knees. Join our parenting on your knees academy, where we pray one prayer for our children every day. And of course, the Boss of Him magazine is a magazine that partners with you to raise self-leaders, to nurture self-leadership in your child, in your children. So thank you for joining me today. Do well to copy this link and share. Please share. Tell someone. Mention the Visionary Parent Academy to someone. Please talk about us. Share, 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 share. If you are an IT person, you know how we can be more visible. You know how we can go further, what we can do to reach more people. Please do well to let us know. We actually want to reach more people. We want to empower more lives. So please tell us what we can do. You can leave a message that, okay, you can help us reaching more people, and we'll be glad to work with you or to take your advice. Or that is it. Thank you. Bye. See you next time.